Welcome to another startup and complete car documentation. What we have here is a 2005 Mercury Grand Marquis LS Ultimate Edition. This Grand Marquis is painted in gold ash metallic. You get Securicode keypad keyless entry. On the remote fob, you have the buttons for lock, unlock, trunk release, and panic. The front door panels have storage areas. You have your trunk release button right here, which you can also lock. Of course, you get power windows, locks and mirrors. And you even have your power driver seat controls on the door panel instead of right here like usual. Both of the front seats are fully powered. But you do have your power lumbar support right here. This Ultimate has the dark charcoal interior color scheme with the standard cloth seats. Leather was an option. But now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine. So Mercury, as many know, was a historic division of Ford that existed for over 7 decades until its demise in 2010. Bridging the gap between the opulent luxury cars of Lincoln and the entry-level offerings from Ford, the upmarket Mercury brand produced some truly iconic cars during its lifetime. Mercury's longest-running and best-selling model of all was this, the Grand Marquis. It was Mercury's flagship full-size sedan and was produced in all its cushy, comfy, relaxed cruiser glory from 1975 through 2011. Mercury first started using the name Marquis back in the late 60s, and for 1975 they came out with a top-of-the-line trim of the Marquis known as the Grand Marquis. For 83, the Marquis downsized to a mid-size car, leaving the Grand Marquis as its own model, becoming Mercury's sole full-size sedan. The smaller Marquis was replaced by the Ford Taurus-based Sable for 86, the full-size Grand Marquis stuck, and the rest was history. In 2011, Mercury produced its final vehicle, and it no doubt was a bittersweet moment when that last 2011 Grand Marquis rolled off the assembly line. The Grand Marquis from 1979 through 2011 rode on Ford's famous Panther Platform. This old-school rear-wheel drive body-on-frame platform was produced for 32 years, and for the majority of its lifespan consisted of the Ford Crown Victoria, Mercury Grand Marquis, and Lincoln Town Car trio. The Crown Vic was the no-frills entry-level model, with countless of them being used as taxis and police cars, regularly enduring hundreds of thousands of miles of abuse and wear and tear, cementing the Panther platform's legacy when it comes to reliability. The Grand Marquis was like a Crown Vic wearing a classy business suit, usually trimmed in chrome, wood, and leather, sometimes even with vinyl tops. The town car was the full-blown luxury car that floated down the road, coddling its occupants in supple comfort. And that's not even getting into the muscular, high-performance Mercury Marauder that was briefly sold in the 2000s, with a following of its own. That takes us now to the 2005 Grand Marquis. Coming off a refresh and chassis overhaul for the Panther platform in 03, the 05 model year gave the Grand Marquis a couple more updates, which included a brand new steering wheel and further updates to many mechanical and electronic components under the skin. The 05 Grand Marquis came in 4 main trim levels: GS, GS Convenience, LS Premium, and LS Ultimate. There was also a special 30th anniversary edition offered that year, and you also had the rare LSE trim level. Your sole engine, transmission, and drivetrain combo was a 4.6-liter V8 paired to a 4-speed automatic with rear-wheel drive. This Ultimate comes with the available handling package, which got you dual exhaust, unique rims, a bump in horsepower, as well as upgrades to the suspension. In Mercury's US 2005 sedan lineup, the full-size Grand Marquis was the largest, slotting just above the smaller Montego. It does have a fully digital gauge cluster, so you can have kilometers per hour, kilometers to empty instead of miles, and then you can go between whatever you want to have displayed here, be it your trip computers, distance to empty, average fuel, that kind of thing. It has a two-spoke design, leather and wood multifunctional steering wheel. As for controls, on this side you have your cruise control, and then on this side you have your audio controls, volume and next track, but you also have your temperature controls for the climate, not something you see too often. The steering wheel is tilt only. The parking brake is foot operated. This one does have power adjustable pedals, and then you got your traction control toggle button. And you got your panel dimmer along with your exterior lighting switch. Right here is your turn signal, high beam, and wiper stalk. And it does have a column gear shifter. If the parking brake is set, you put it in drive, it automatically disengages. Going down the center of the interior, you have your central climate vents. Right here is your whole radio head unit. It is AM, FM, along with a CD player and a cassette player. Below that, you have a set of single-zone automatic climate controls. You have two cup holders, a little bit of storage, and a lighter or 12-volt power outlet. Below there, you also have a dedicated 12-volt power outlet. And this, being the old-school American boat that it is, you actually have a bench seat, so you can sit 3 people in the front seats. And both front seats have their own armrests. Yeah, this thing is actually a 6-seater car. Get a lockable glove box. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors and lights. Auto-dimming rear view. And on the overhead console, you got your overhead lighting, garage home link, and you got a compass. And there are grab handles for the front passenger and rear passengers. But now we'll go ahead and roll down the driver's window and take a look at the engine bay. The driver's window is automatic down. The handling package adds this set of 16-inch 9-split-spoke alloy rims. Propelling the Grand Marquis is Ford's modular 4.6-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine. This engine has an iron block with aluminum heads as well as single overhead camshafts and 2 valves per cylinder. With the optional handling package, horsepower is rated at 239 at 4,900 RPM, while torque is rated at 287 pound-feet at 4,100 RPM. Directing that power to the rear wheels is a 4-speed automatic transmission with low gear selection. Running on regular unleaded with a 19-gallon fuel tank, updated EPA estimates for the Grand Marquis are 16 mpg in the city and 23 mpg on the highway. It has an independent short and long arm front suspension and a solid axle multi-link rear setup with air suspension. Bringing the car to a stop are 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes. It can tow up to 1,500 pounds when properly equipped, and this thing weighs in at roughly 4,000 to 4,100 pounds. I do apologize, that engine bay is really filthy. And as you saw earlier, the fuel cap is on the driver's side. Both front seats do have mat pockets in the backs. Also, you got coat hooks on both sides back here. Rear passengers do get a folding center armrest. And space back here, I'm about 6'1", with the driver's seat in a comfortable position for myself. Headroom is not too bad. And legroom and footroom is just about adequate for me. I know it's not the most spacious back seat. I know it's kind of crazy to think about with as massive as this car is. But it is an old school car on an older platform, and newer cars that have come out since this one, the manufacturers have done a lot more developing, specifically engineering the interiors to maximize the amount of interior space. But that being said, it is still a big car, so it's pretty comfortable back here. The seat's nice and soft. And like I said, not the most cramped in the world, but if you're expecting like a limousine, it's not quite that. And this one has dual exhaust as part of the handling package. The trunk of the Grand Marquis offers 20.6 cubic feet of cargo space. That's pretty massive for a four-door sedan. Right here where your spare tire is in. And there are some storage areas below the floor. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2005 Mercury Grand Marquis. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.